AMC's going up now, and I've got to hide my face because I don't want anyone to see me in real life and tell me they told me so. Well, you know what I told you? I told you that AMC would do exactly what it's doing. Today, AMC pushing up to the $40 area. We're going to take a look at the chart with a totally unbiased look at the chart here on AMC. And we're going to talk about the move, talk about my plan, and all of that fun stuff right here in this video. So make sure you guys stay tuned. All right. Today, it's, Tuesday. We've got AMC pushing up to the $40 area. Look at the chart right here, right now. This yellow line, remember if you've seen my videos the past few days, we had this yellow line up here, obviously being the resistance at the top at that $64, $65 area. And then we had the support down there at the $38 to $40 area, that yellow line. Pretty much, where those candles bounce, So pretty textbook play here. We had that channel consolidation. We broke the downside. We then bounced off some of the EMAs there. This is the daily chart we're looking at right now. And you can see how AMC is pushed back up to that previous resistance. The high on this candle right here was $38.55. The high on this candle so far is $39.92. And the high on this candle was $39.13. All right, so what do we know? That $40 area acted as support in the past. It is now acting as resistance. I talked about this yesterday in the video, how this sometimes happens. We will see support turn into resistance, or we'll see resistance turn into support. And the thing about that, now that we've seen basically that yellow line being that resistance support area, look at the wick here on this hourly candle. There's still plenty of time in the day. It's only 12:51, 1 o'clock here. Eastern time, it's 6 a.m. here, Hawaii time, but, 6:52. But in general, we've got one very clear thing already happening. We've got this EMA right there at the $40 area. We got this EMA up here at the $41 area, and then we've got this EMA down here. But there is one thing that's definitely happening here. We're getting a bit of a turn. The EMA is starting to turn back up there a little bit, so that's acting as support, where you can see in the past few days, these EMAs have just been going nothing but down, down, down. So we're starting to get a little bit of a curl here. We had that kind of double bounce off of that $32 area. So today will be very telling. Today will really kind of tell us the future, I think, at this point. If it can close, if AMC can close over $40 today, if it can close above 40, then I think there's a real chance that this could retest that $60, $70 area again. After that $40 area, looking at, resistance really, we have resistance kind of the $50 area and then basically up there at the 60s. So if we can close over 40 here, that'll really kind of set up the stock for a possible move back to the upside here. But really, at the end of the day, it comes down to, can it break above that $40 area? Can it hold above that $40 area? And can it make a move? There is some news today. I guess AMC is going to start managing two big movie theaters in Hollywood or in LA, but also if you look here at the SPY, the overall market's kind of rebounding pretty hard after yesterday's big sell-off. So that's obviously helping AMC as well. The broader market bouncing back after a big sell-off yesterday. So AMC is, riding that momentum and trying to push back up. So right now the SPY pushing up there to the 431 area. Looking at AMC, it's very similar. Looking at the SPY versus AMC right now, that bounce back, it's actually pretty impressive on how well AMC did yesterday, holding that $32 area. I think if it, obviously wouldn't have held $32 yesterday, it would have been really, really bad for the stock and bad for, it did hold that $32 area yesterday, even when the overall market was selling off. So this is going to be a very telling day at this point. There's still plenty of time to see kind of where the close is on the daily candle. But right now, looking at the hourly, you can see that wick there. This hourly candle is about to close in about 5 minutes. So this hourly candle's getting very close to closing there at the $39 area. I would love, like I said, I want to see this push above 40, close above 40 today, show momentum, and then, I can reassess my plan. At the end of the day, guys, I talked about this before, I can make money on this on the long side and on the short side here. It really just comes down to the proper timing and, being ready for that next big move. We know one thing will happen at some point. There will be a big move, and I've never denied the fact that AMC can't make a big move from that point that we were at earlier, from that $30 area. Basically, every single video that I've made so far talking about AMC over the last week and any type of price action predicaments or predictions, well, we pretty much have done exactly what we predicted. in terms of the price action and where we're at. Yesterday, I talked about how, I believe that AMC would push back to the $40 area. And well, here we are pushing back to the $40 area. So it really comes down to, like I said, the candle structure, where we're going to end up by the end of the day here. Right now, pushing up there to the $40 area. If the stock can get above that $40 area, get above the EMAs, start to curl back up, then, I would be very kind of interested in seeing the possibility of, buying calls and getting long the stock for a squeeze up to the $70, $80, $90, $100 area. And that's the thing too, is at this point, I learned in the past with trading AMC, with buying those calls, I went way too short. I was basically buying like calls that expired on a Friday on like a Wednesday. So if I buy calls on AMC going forward, I will definitely be buying longer term calls, either short or long. If I'm buying puts, I'm probably going to buy puts for like 2023 because I believe those puts that I'm going to be buying, I want to see the stock push up, because at the end of the day, if AMC can push back up to this area, that $64 area, all of those puts that I want to buy are going to be at a very good price at that point, because people are going to believe that this is going to go to the moon, and well, that will then look to play into that price action and the stock moving, on the chart in that way. So totally like unbiased in here, in a sense of I don't really care what happens to AMC from here, other than the fact that I just need some type of movement and we need volatility. At the end of the day, for trading, we need volatility, we need action. So I would really, like I said, we want to see this overall downtrend break, because right now, if you look at this overall downtrend, it's basically like that. And I'm not going to say this is a breakout of that trend until we can push above that $40 area and close above that $40 area, because that would be our, previous resistance. We had that overall downtrend. We did, kind of break out of that right now. But if you look, at the bigger picture here on the time frame or whatever you want to call it, if you look at that bigger picture there, you can see kind of that double bottom, and then now is this going to be a double top, and then the next roll off. So it would basically go from 40 back out here, back down to the $32 area here on AMC. So that's really what I'm watching at this point. Do we close above 40? Can we then tomorrow work our way towards 50? And then can the squeeze can it begin again? And well, we're going to see. That's kind of what we're looking for here. If we go back and we look at the previous squeeze on how that move happened, it's kind of hard to see anything previously, because we really didn't have any type of downtrend. We just basically kind of ding, 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 ding up to the moon. So right now it's the question of, is this a breakout to the upside, where we have seen, this right here. Previously, we had this price action where we had this downward trend. We bottomed at that $40 area. We broke up to the upside, but again, we hit that resistance there at the $65, $63 area. And we talked about that the other day as well, with GameStop doing very similar move as well, kind of pushing up to that resistance level multiple times and then selling off back down to the lows. So that's what we're going to be watching right here. It really comes down to, like I said, where we close at today. If we close above 40, it's going to be bullish. If we close below 40, it's going to be bearish. We definitely do not want to close down here in the $36, $34 area. And I don't think it's going to happen at this point, because we're kind of stuck right there. You can see on the smaller time frames, looking at like the 30-minute time frame, that stock, we had that big kind of sell-off, that blow-off little 30-minute candle there, but we're kind of pushing back up, trying to get back above that $40 area here. So that's pretty much my very non-objective, non-biased look at AMC right now. I said yesterday I was going to be looking to buy options, and I will be looking to buy puts here at some point. In the juicier this gets, like the more this goes up, the better for me buying puts. And then, vice versa. If I think that there's an opportunity to buy some calls, then I might buy some really kind of, outlandish calls for the idea that maybe people were right and I was wrong. And that's never really been the thesis here for me. I'm not trying to be right or wrong about the squeeze. I'm just kind of being right or wrong about the stock itself and the company itself, because I'm pretty sure at the end of the day, we can all agree that at some point, AMC is going to be facing a lot of trouble and issues with money and, possible bankruptcy in the future. But obviously right now, when the price action give us opportunity to make money, well, then we'll make money on it. And it's never, like I said this before in other videos, it's not that I'm out here against the ape army by any means. But when every single person on YouTube is bullish, when every single person on StockTwits is bullish, and the only reason that they're bullish is because they basically believe that, hey, there's naked shorts and all this stuff. I've been here before, guys. I've seen this before. I've seen, mass hysteria around certain assets or stocks, and I've seen everybody being very, very bullish. Everybody, this is going to happen, guaranteed. And one thing that I've learned over the years is that when everybody kind of sits around and talks about the same thing happening, And when everyone's bullish, when everyone believes that a stock's going to go higher, normally it's the opposite. I've seen this happen, I would say probably at least 10 times throughout the last 5 years, where a stock has a lot of hype, a lot of people talking about it, everyone's bullish, but it still doesn't go higher. And the question is, does it come down to manipulation, or does it come down to just the idea at some point the buyers become exhausted and the sellers start to take profit? Now it's the question of like AMC holders, if they bought here at the $32 area, do they sell at 40, taking profit? At what point, again, do people really kind of hold and hope and pray that this breaks above the all-time highs? Can it make a move? We'll see. That's really what it comes down to here with AMC. But right now, like I said, it's going to really come down to what happens today. If we close above 40, it'll be bullish. If we can't get above 40 and we have trouble, then it could be very, very bad for the stock. So that's my outlook on the stock itself, and that's my plan. Like I said, if it breaks above 40 and makes that move to the upside here, I will look to buy kind of like some outlandish calls. I'll try to buy something cheap, some like cheap, crazy calls that are like expiring in a couple weeks from now, for the opportunity that if AMC does go to the moon and goes, $100 or higher, well, then I'll look to profit. If it, shows weakness, then I'm going to be loading up on puts. But the thing is even if this does, let's say AMC pushes to $100 in the next few weeks or days or whatever, I'm still going to be looking to buy puts, because I know fundamentally, and I know guys that you don't care about the fundamentals, but I know fundamentally this company is flawed, and at some point the stock will pull back to its median actual worth, being, that $2, $5 area, and that's where I'm going to be buying puts that would be expiring in like 2023. So if you guys haven't already, do me one big favor, hit that like button, subscribe button. Again, I know everyone gets so personal, everyone gets so butthurt, everyone's so mad and angry here when I talk about AMC, but this is the play right now. This is what I'm just looking at, and that's what we're going to be covering. That's why this is a channel about the stock market, about stocks, and well, we're going to cover what people, I guess, want to see. So if you guys haven't already, do me one big favor, hit that like button, subscribe button, and all the buttons down below. I'll talk to you guys later on.